Hello everyone, I am Akshat Kakkad.
And I am Karan Rajpura.
We are studying in semester 5 of Information and Communication Technology at Marwadi University. We have built an application named GearUp, and it is basically an Android application which helps us to take quizzes. So let us first start with the application features. So the features we are planning to add in the application is runtime quizzes and the proctored examination, and the questions were question suggestion to the faculty would be given by Bloom's taxonomy. That is the optimal way to design question papers or questions in any of the exams. And we can also test the students knowledge, and we can track the students record in a particular subject or particular topic. And we can also assign the task, or we can assign the revision lectures for a student who has scored not so much well in any of the quiz or any of the topic. So now let us start with our first assignment, that is task 1. Yes, Karan, you can continue.
Yes. So throughout this whole semester, we have done so many assignments, and we have done brainstorming about it to get a better idea what we are going to build. So brainstorming is important before starting any new project. So we have done the ideation phase very well, and these are some assignments that we have done throughout the semester. So the first one is learn from failure. So we have tried to build the same application in the third semester also. So we have listed down some of the mistakes that we have done in the semester 3, and now how we have improved that. So the major mistakes where we are not maintaining our project versions, like using version control system. So this time we have learned first of all GitHub, and then we have then we have put our repository to the GitHub. The next thing is we were not using project management tool. So this time we have used Asana tool for project management, where we can see that to-do list, like this thing should be done next, this thing have already done. We can set the priority. So that project management tool we have used, and we have take stakeholders interview there. The stakeholders means uh, stakeholder means the users which are actually going to use our application. So we have taken interviews of them, and this way we have first of all identified the project that we have done in the past semesters, and now we have overcome it. Yes, Akshat, you can start with the next.
Yes. So now this is a term work project, term work assignment. So experience about the teamwork. So in teamwork, we were project partners in Gujarat Hackathon 2020 also, and we selected a smart irrigation systems. So our team consisted of us both, and other 6 members from our class, that are our classmates Viraj and Mandip and all. So we have divided the work in proportion and according to individual skill set. Like Viraj and Mandip were good in hardware, and I and Karan were good in software. Devans, Shyam, and Soham were providing all the things, PPT presentations and chart making and all the things. So I learned teamwork, cooperation, and collaboration through the course of this project, and we also got appreciation from the jury members. Our hackathon was held at Atmiya College, Rajkot. So it was a very good initial stage to start for the project building and learning by making or learning by project, because as we were in the first sem and we built the project. Now our code of conduct. So team member communication. So there should be a very good, I would say that a very good team communication. And if there are any conflict in ideas, then we can also see to that no one criticizes anyone, and the team leader should not use his powers and criticize any team member for his ideas. Team member interaction in the meeting, all should sit all should sit calmly and listen to each other without any interruption. team membership as co-workers. All the members in the team should work collaboratively for one single definition and then make it possible. Conflict resolution and decision making. This I think that this capability should be in the team leader. So whenever there is any conflict between the members of the team, and it should be resolved as fast as possible, because if they are not happy with whom they are working, then they would not give their proper quality work. So, and decisions should also be made by the leader. Okay, role of team leader. So I am the leader for this project. So current expectations. These are the expectations, the consistent and constant communications and all the things, appreciation and completing tasks. And whatever I think that I as a leader should do is taking the responsibilities of success and failure of the things and else more. Evaluation method. So we have used Asana tool, as Karan mentioned before, to track our progress and track the task done by each one of us. So these are the screenshot of some tasks done.
Yes. So the next thing that we done was AEIOU framework. So AEIOU framework means A stands for activities, A stands for activities. So let us start with the activities. So here we have listed down the activities that are related to our application, like taking exams, generating quiz, supervising, adding questions by faculties, designing syllabus, performance analysis. That is the core thing of our project. That student faculties and parents can analyze the performance of the students. Ranking system like leaderboard kind of thing, scheduling timetable, and the elements, features, and special notes we have listed down here. Then E stands for environment. So the environment related to the online examination is like tense, nervous, silent, cheating environment, competitive, distraction, noisy, working, and elements that are listed related to our quiz application. Then I stand for interaction. So basically, there are four interaction that is done uh, with our application. Faculty to student interaction is there, family member to student to student interaction is there, and internet interaction is there. And sometimes due to online examination, pets were there to disturb, right? So pets. Then elements that are listed below. The next thing is O. O stands for objects. Objects like camera for the proctored examination, stationary items, internet connectivity, microphone, water bottles, study table and chair, and electric appliances. And the same thing, elements related to our application is listed over here. Then U stands for users. So the main stakeholders or user is students, parents or guardian, faculties, and admin. We are going to make one admin panel where admin can see and track all the activities that are going around the quiz app. Then again the elements which are listed. So that was AEIOU framework.
Yes, our task four was taking the interviews from the stakeholders. Our stakeholders are the faculty members in our college, the students in our college, and the admin panel. So we take the interview, and these are some of the suggestions which are given by them, like navigations, then exit app. If we exit app during the during the exam, then it would be violating the rules of the examination. Security and avoiding cheating, hints to hard questions, and these are all the points to increase the user engagement. So this was given by one student, that if we introduce points or some points or any other rewards, then user engagement would be increased. Colorful UI to avoid the exam pressure. We all know that if our app looks beautiful, then it will be visited frequently, and also it helps us in reducing the exam pressure. So by gamification, we can we can correct ourselves. Opaque wise summary, dark mode and light mode. Teacher should have option to display the leaderboard, and feedback section should be there to say that how was our exam and how much did you understand the topic and all the things. Okay. So now these are some of the suggestion made from our faculty members, that the user polling, fill in the blanks or true or false should also be included along with the quiz options. Statistics, Marwadi email and login. This is a part of authentication. Students can ask questions to one another. That is interaction between students and competing between students and by the students. So ranking system. So rank should be generated after every exam or every quiz. Attendance module, statistical analysis of the performance of the student in particular topic or particular chapter, and the category of questions according to Bloom's taxonomy. So as I mentioned that it would be implemented now soon.
Okay, so the next thing that we have done was a Scamper framework. The Scamper framework helped us to do the exact analysis of the need of the user, right? So in the Scamper framework, A stands for substitute. So we have brainstormed about the concept that what other products or process could you see around the world, right? So there are many applications which the concept of that is similar to our, like Google Classroom, Canvas, QuizUp, and Kahoot. So that thing we have listed out, and we have seen that which features or which functionalities that are providing and how we can improve it. The next thing is C. C stands for combine. Like how can we combine the process or purpose. We have given a thought about what would happen if you combine this product with another to create something new. So we got the idea that here we can apply the concept of AI and ML, and we can create a proctored examination environment, right? So faculties can monitor what actually students are doing during the examination, whether they are cheating or not, and they can avoid cheating during the exam. The next thing is adapt. How can we adjust to fit this application for another purpose. So we have seen that uh, as a part of revision after every lecture, faculties can set a short quiz about the lecture, and by giving this quiz, student can revise whole lecture at once. So we got a thought about it, and surely we will implement it. The next thing is eliminate. Like what happens if I exaggerate a component, or what could you do to modify this product. So we can include the AIML concepts with this application to conduct the proctored examination. The next thing is purpose. What else might to be used to it? Like, can we use this product somewhere else in the another industry? So we got the answer that yes, we can use the aptitude test and mock test for the corporate industries, and we can create a similar applications for the competitive examinations. The next thing, R stands for rearrange or reverse. Like, can we interchange any components, and what if we try to do the exact opposite of what we are doing. So we got the idea that uh, during the COVID scenarios, all exams were conducting online, right? So many students were doing the cheating, and many students suffering from internet connectivity, right? So we have an idea of submitting the quiz through the SMS. This feature will be explained by Akshat in the upcoming assignments, right? Yes, Akshat.
Yes. So this is the patent search in relevance of ideation. This was our next assignment. and included features and unavailable patterns. So there are three that we need to find the three available patterns. So these are the features in the data. It can be alternative method for internal evaluation of quiz assignment, gamified approach, and developing an AI based integrated system that can help preventing cheating in examinations. So here is a scope of new patterns. So these are the three different patterns. So we can merge the three topics available like AI proctored examination and quiz and in one application, and we have implemented it. And we can also apply for a pattern for a feature of sending quiz response of student via SMS. So like in case of low internet or no internet connectivity in some remote areas of like villages and etc. So if student is facing low internet, then we can send the response of the quiz through SMS to the server, so that the quiz time is not violated and the students can submit the responses effectively. So these are the recent patents available which were filed in 2021. Android-based quiz application, that is iQuiz, and collaborated gamified equiz strategy game of mobile applications, and AI-based proctor examinations for online test.
Yes. So the next thing is the learning metrics. So as you can see that first thing was to have a ideation phase and the design, the layout. So we have done the interviews of stakeholders. Then we have done designing in the whimsical Figma. We used Google icons, and we got an overview of Android Studio. The second phase was to have a look into the tools that we are actually going to use to build this application. So we used GitHub. So we learned GitHub, we learned Firebase, MySQL, data processing. We used Asana tool for project management, ISO certified standard for applications, the cyber security management. The third phase was to actually implement whatever we have learned. So we have so the in the implementation part there are mobile application standards that we have to know, the app hosting, minimum data, Kotlin language, app designing, data analysis, less process time to load, and quiz platforms online. So these things were included in the implementation part, implementation phase. So this was the learning metrics that we have done throughout making this quiz application. Yes.
Yes.
The next
So
thing is yes,
yes,
yes.
correct.
Go ahead.
Okay, so ideation chart. So here we will see the our ideation chart. The people associated with our project were student, faculties, admin, and parents or guardian. So they all were associated. Activities that we can say that our application or our project needs, that is taking exam, designing syllabus, generating quizzes, performance analysis of student, topic wise as well as chapter wise as well as subject wise, supervising of students whenever they are giving examinations, scheduling timetable for the quizzes, like it should not clash with any other subjects, adding questions, solving doubts. So situation or context. So as I mentioned before, that low net connectivity or server down, and there are some miscellaneous activities like cheating, lack of instant update, like whenever the quiz is planned, but we don't get updated in our WhatsApp group, then it is like it is not fair for the student who has not on his internet or anything. Fair examination policies, like no one should be allowed to do cheating. Maintenance of data in the database, like all the marks, all the questions asked before in the previous quizzes all should be maintained properly. Missing due dates, again it would be the part in student that if he or she misses the due date, then it would be bad for him in terms of marks and in terms of learning. And background noise. So background noise, that is interaction with family and pets and everything. So objects or possible solution. So proctored examination can be the solution for cheating and fair examination. Exam schedule should be available in the app. So whatever whenever there are planned quizzes, they should be schedule should be available. We can provide reference book, ebook links, backup internet connection to avoid network glitch, or we can apply the feature like the response of the students quiz can be sent in SMS through the server, so that student as well as the faculty can take fair examinations. Digital database, and all at last we need is our smartphones and other gadgets like LCs and all the things to appear for the examination.
Yes, the next thing is empathy mapping, empathy chart. So there are activities, we have listed down activities like taking exams, generating quiz by faculties, supervising quiz, adding questions, designing syllabus, performance analysis, solving downs after the quizzes, and discussion forum in the in the application itself, the scheduling timetable. The next thing is users like students, faculty, parents, and admin user. The happy moments are by using app, students can attempt exam in low network areas also. As Akshat discussed, that we are going to implement we are going to implement the SMS system. Like if student have low internet connectivity, then also he or she will be able to submit the quiz, and he will not lose his marks, lose his or her marks. And an analysis will be also there for his or her quiz. The student and guardians can analyze performance and get updates accordingly. It is quite important to have a look of the student's performance to the parents. The sad moment is the problem faced due to low internet connection and server down conditions. This sad part, we are going to actually work on it and make it a happy phase. The second thing is cheating in online examination has increased up to 70% during COVID situation. So we are going to improve it by using a proctored examination system. So yeah, we are going to work on it.
So now let us move ahead with specification development. So these are some of the features and specifications that we are expecting from our application at the end of our project phase. So conduct timer-based quizzes for students by faculties, adding questions in the quizzes which can be answered in one word or one sentence, picture questions, and we can also see the notifications for upcoming quizzes, and also see the past quizzes questions and scores, ranks to be obtained by the students. Teachers can analyze the grades of the students, update and maintain the materials like previous questions asked and everything. Lecture links can be provided in the application itself to if anyone want to revise the lectures. Reminders for upcoming quizzes, maintain the to-do list, like any pending task, then we can add it in to-do list. One finds any hard question to solve, or he finds any topic that is hard, then he can add in my notes for that particular subject. Brainstorming discussions among the students, or we can also do it with faculty. So it would be implemented in discussion part of this. And at last, we will be trying to build a good UI that would attract the users, normal users.
So yeah, the next thing that we have done is testing and troubleshooting part. So in the testing and troubleshooting part, the first problem that we got faced was a fragment intent. Like we were not able to give the intent. We have referred one YouTube tutorial that was just 6 months uploaded before just 6 months, but the same code was not working for us, and the app was crashing. So as a part of troubleshooting, we have analyzed the locats and verbose, the functionality that is given in the Android Studio, and then we identified the actual problem. Then we go to the official documentation of Android development, we referred it and got a solution from there, and we implemented it, and it worked for us. So the learning that the learning that we have done is that don't just go for the YouTube tutorials like for every functionality. Read official documentation. It will give a lot of concepts. It will give us a lot of new things that and the official documentation is the thing that is updated regularly. So always try to refer the official documentation. So here we have demonstrated the code that was given in the YouTube tutorial and the code that was given in the official documentation. Yes, and the code that we have commented. The next problem that we faced was a Figma. We were thinking that Figma will give the direct code of the whole UI, but that was not the case. It was just giving the code for the only element. So what we need to do was to in the XML page we need to first build the skeleton of the page, and then one by one we need to copy the code of the particular element style, and then we need to paste it in uh, the Studio XML file. That was a tedious task earlier, but as we build many pages in the XML, then we got a grip on it. So that's how we overcome this issue. So here you can see that the pages that we build in the Figma tool. So we use the styling of it from the Figma, and build the same UI using the XML. Now the third problem that we got was a data binding problem. Like this was the example of technical problem that we have faced during the implementation phase. So the problem was that in XML file and KT file is related. So whatever ID we will give in the XML file, that can be accessible by that particular KT file only. But in the intent, in the fragmentation, we need to access some other IDs, right? So we were not aware about the concept of data binding. Then we got to know about this concept of data binding, and we have studied it thoroughly, and then we have implemented it. So here we have mentioned the steps also to how we can achieve a data binding in our quiz application. So these are the steps that are listed down for the data binding process. The next problem is a responsive layout. In the beginning, our app was not responsive. Like it was not like we have built for the mobile. But whenever we are running that same thing that in the tablet, it was not looking good. So we have tried to build it responsive. Like whatever the screen size is, no matter whatever the screen size is, it will look good. So we have used the relative layout for that, and that was the solution for our problem of responsive layout.
Yes, so this is our final assignment of final report of design. So this is our logo, which we both have found and decided to keep for our application. That is GetUp. This is the tagline: GetUp and challenge your limits. Okay, so we have tried to build an optimal solution for managing almost all the activities of a student in his college life. Like one of the primary target is to design the real-time quizzes through which student can test his or her learnings from the subject. And we have also tried to implement discussions, my notes, and etc. features, and the other features like in low internet connectivity areas, we can send the response by SMS, and students and faculties and parents themselves can determine and see and analyze the performance of a student in a particular subject or a topic or any quiz or any lecture. So like teachers can analyze that whether a student was paying attention in online class or not by taking the quiz at last of a lecture. So we can also do that. So this is the introduction part. We have used tools like Android Studio. We have we have made the application in programming language of Kotlin. We have used Asana tool for project management, Figma and Whimsicles. Whimsical was used for UI designing. GitHub, this is the main part, and this we have learned, and we maintain our repositories in GitHub. So these are the links for all the things: GitHub, Whimsical, Figma. Then user interviews we have taken for brainstorming sessions. These are the goals and objectives. So supervised quizzes, proctored examinations, and maintaining records of the questions asked and whatnot. Quick quizzes at the end of the lectures. Yes, problems we faced and tackled. Whimsical. There were many tools available on internet for designing UI, but at last we finalized Whimsical that because the user interface of Whimsical was very good, and we found it easy. It was just drag and drop all the things, and yeah, your work is done. Then we migrated to Figma for a proper UI and proper color combinations. We used XML, Android Studio, and XML files to design the layouts. And the first our layout was designed in constant layout, but then we found that it was not we were not getting responsive layout in constant layout, so we migrated to relative layout, and then we got responsive layout. So that responsive layout is something that our quiz adjusts the size of the elements in whatever the screen size available, or whatever the screen size is there in our and in our Android device. So Asana tool, which was used to maintain our project tasks, and etc. Now GitHub. So we were finding it difficult for every time making a zip file of our project and then uploading it to Google Drive, and then again when we face some error and we want to migrate to previous version of our project, then we again need to download the zip file, unzip it, and then again work on it. So it was very difficult and tedious task for us. But after that, we came to know about GitHub, and we implemented GitHub in our project. And now we are maintaining our project repository in GitHub, and it is working very fine. So like we it's easy to migrate to different versions of our project, and to build different versions for our project. So now this is the Firebase. So it is an online database, no SQL, non-SQL database, and we are using this database with our Android Studio to maintain the database. This is the Asana dashboard for the task maintained by me and Karan. This is the screenshot of GitHub repository and the commits. We can commit our work over here. Flow chart, like phase one was brainstorming and designing layouts in Whimsical and Figma. Phase two was like learning GitHub and designing pages in Android Studio XML files. Phase three was backend response of our applications, like how our application behaves whenever any button or anything like login or anything is done. Uh, then phase four was connecting database, that is Firebase, with our application. Future plan. So we are going to introduce Bloom's taxonomy for the future. Like faculty would get suggestions that what are the questions he or she can add in the quiz according to Bloom's taxonomy, and we will try to make our application work in low internet and no internet areas. Proctored examination, like we can get access of camera whenever the students are giving examinations, and we also can introduce different validations, like student cannot quiz student cannot exit from the quiz, and etc. And the conclusion, I learned many things from the flow of the project, and the first thing we'll learn was design the flow of the project before starting it, and work only on the predefined roadmap, and learned qualities like teamwork, coordination, cooperations, leadership, etc. Kotlin programming was also learned by us, as it was a new language for us, but we managed it by seeing the tutorials in YouTube and seeing the official documentations and etc. And first time we were introduced with online database, that is Firebase. And up till date, we were working with the offline databases, that was XAMPP servers and my PHP, MyAdmin, all the things. But this time we directly implemented the online database. So yes, this was the final report of our project. Now let us migrate on our project whimsical designing. Okay, so Whimsical, these are some of the pages, like this is sign up page and login page, and here we have also implemented that forgot password and OTP generation on forgot password, and then we can change our password. This is the student dashboard. Like whenever we get correct user ID and password, then we will migrate to this page. Uh, these are the list of the pages, the subjects which we are with the student is enrolled. This is the bottom navigation bar, dashboard, invitation, notification, my notes, etc. This is the profile, student's profile. So we can get statistics over here for student subject wise. Change user, like if we want to migrate from student to parent or anything, and log out. So this is a page which will be visible whenever we click on particular subjects. So we have introduced options like revise chapters. There will be lecture links over here, view quizzes. So upcoming quizzes and previous quizzes would be seen. And if there are previous quizzes, then we can also see the obtained marks and the questions which were asked in that discussion. This discussions, so student to student and student to faculties, syllabus of our particular subjects which we are enrolled in, and analysis of student. This is the subject wise analysis, and we can get ranks over here. So this is the quiz layout. It will it will give the information about quiz, the number of questions, time limit, instructions, if any want to give, allowed attempts and due date and available until and etc. This is the quiz. This is the quiz layout. So uh, this would be like if we do next, then it will be horizontally scrolling from question one to question at last. This is the revised chapter. So chapter wise, we can get chapter links and lecture links and chapter notes, if any, like PPTs or anything. Discussions, if student want to discuss anything with his peer mates or faculties. Okay, my notes. So it would also be um, we can say that subject wise. So subject wise my notes. Notifications, it will give notifications of the subjects which would have upcoming tasks, invitation. So whenever the faculty creates a quizzes uh, that subjects, he or she invites the students for that particular subject. So we would see it in invitation. This is the faculty set dashboard. So the create subject option, profile, timetable also we can manage from it, to-do list and everything, notifications, to-do list. So faculties also do have some tasks pending, like grading someone or anything. So we can maintain it in to-do list. And here are the options for faculty, like designing the quiz. Here we can get the Bloom's taxonomy and proctored examinations and other options. View previous quizzes, analysis of students' performance, add new questions. Like we want to add general questions, and then after we want to get suggestion in Bloom taxonomy in design quiz page. So we can add a general question in add new questions, and add course content and chapters and everything, lecture notes. And everything. This is a parent side database. So parent would be able to see only two, like notification, if a student gets marks, then it would be get marks for any quizzes, then it would be shown in notification and dashboard, like students, his or her child has enrolled in which subjects during the semester and how is he performing, exams completed and performance and overall subject rank and quiz rank and everything. So these are the notifications. Like this is the demo of the notification that chapter 1 marks quiz uploaded in it. Okay.
Yes. So the Git and GitHub. Now, Git and GitHub is the thing that every developer, every software developer should know, because almost all the companies are using VCS and GitHub, right? So let me give you a brief detail about what is Git and GitHub. So Git is a version control system where we can maintain our project's version, and we can collaboratively work. Like in this project, I and Akshat are collaborative working. Like in the some functionalities are added by the Akshat and some functionalities are added by me. So to have a collaborative work, we need to we should use the Git and GitHub, and it also keep a track of like which changes are made, who made the changes, when were the changes made, and why were changes needed. And the GitHub is the cloud-based platform where we have pushed our code. Now here you can see that many commits are there. Like some commits are done by me, some commits are done by Akshat, and we can collaboratively work for the GitHub. So we have learned in the starting phase, we learned the GitHub, and now we are implementing it. Yes, Akshat.
So now let us go with Figma. So this is the Figma tool which was learned by us, and the web our pages were designed by Figma. Like for color combinations and proper designing, we migrated to this tool from Whimsical. So this is the sign up page and login page and everything. Forgot password and everything, which we already seen in um, Whimsical. But this was something to design a good and proper UI and attractive, so it would attract the users. Like I was needing some of the icons like for Android application, so I have just fetch them outside the respective places. So like this was the design of invitation and notifications and everything, my notes and dashboards, and this is my profile view, which uh, which was there in logout and timetable and anything. So this was Figma. Now let us go with Android Studio. Yes, Karan.
Yes, I am sharing the screen. Okay. Is it available? Is it visible?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Okay. So this is our application GearUp. So the home page is login page. So here to login, user have to enter the user ID and password. And this is the same login page that will be displayed to the student, teacher, and parent. So this is the login screen where a student, teacher, and parent can log in. Just they need to select whether they are login as a student, as a teacher, or as a parent. Here they need to add the user ID and password. The next thing is sign up. Here, if anybody don't have any account, so they can register in our application. So they have to enter their user ID, cell phone number, email ID, password, and the confirm password. Now going back to the login, here we have the link for the forward password. So they need user need to select that they need to get the verification code via SMS or via email, and the same thing that will be sent to their mobile or email, and the same verification code they need to enter here. Once they do it correctly, then they will be redirected to the change password, and from this page they can change their password and reset their account. Now sign up page. So let me create one user. So here okay, here I need to enter my enrollment number. So I'm entering my enrollment number. Here, user need to enter the phone number, email ID. And here we have put some conditions like if email ID is not correct, then it will give an error that please enter a valid email ID. So let us that and verify that. So this says the email address is badly formatted. So let me make it correct. Now we have also put a condition that password should be at least 6 characters long. So I have entered the 5 characters. So it will give us a warning that given password is invalid. It should be at least 6 characters. So let me put the 6 character. Now when I click on the sign up button, it will say that you are registered successfully, and we are, as we have discussed, that we are using the Firebase. So the sign up and login will be done through the Firebase, Google Firebase authentication. Now to do the login, I need to enter the email ID. I need to enter the, so I will not enter the password, only I will enter the email, and once I click on the login, it will say that please enter the password. Now let me add the wrong password. Then it will display the password is invalid. Now when we enter the correct email and ID password, email and password, then it will redirect to the dashboard. Now it says you are logged in successfully. So this is the dashboard. Here we are going to put all the subjects as a recycler view. So this is the dashboard. Here the bottom is in the bottom part, it is the bottom navigation bar. The first page is dashboard. The next page is invitation. Here in the invitation, all the invitations were there, like to accept the new subject's invitation, to join that subject. If any quiz analysis or quiz solution will be there, then that invitation will be shown here. The third is a notification. The quiz is notification, like if any new quiz is scheduled, then that thing will be displayed over here in the notification part. And the my notes section, like if student want to add his or her notes in the handwritten format or in the text format, then they can add it over here, and they can easily access it by the particular window. Yes, this is the thing that we have implemented till the date.
So thank you everyone for seeing this video, and we would be coming up with new features and functionalities in future. And for sure, we are not dropping this project as assignments, but we will continue it in the next time also. So thank you everyone for seeing the project.